Hey guys, this is H. Hey, I'm going to do one last regression example. Now, this one is a little different from the prior ones. The last three I did, basically they either wanted the linear equation and then they wanted you to find the correlation coefficient and then tell what the correlation coefficient meant. But this one, they want you to come up with the linear regression equation, but they don't want the correlation coefficient. They actually want you to use that equation and then predict a new Y value. They give you the X value and they want you to use that equation and then come up with the Y value. Now, some of y'all have kind of struggled with this. So I'm going to do this example, and it's pretty much very similar to what we're doing. You have to add a couple of steps, but it's stuff that you already know how to do. So let me kind of jump into this. So it says we got a number of newly reported crimes in New York State, and they gave us a table. The X stands for the number of years since 2000. So that's why it starts with zero. So zero is 2000. This would be 2001, 2002, 2003. You got it? And it says Y represents the number of new cases of crime. So now they want us to write a linear regression, and they want us to round the coefficients to the nearest tenth. And then they want us to use this equation, and they want us to say, okay, how many new cases do you predict for 2008? So we're going to put in 8 for X when we get our equation, and then we're going to find out what the Y value is. And they want us to round that to the nearest whole number. So let's go. So very first thing we got here is, well, I've got a lot of stuff. Here is the calculator. Um, and I have already entered the cases here. So now, two things. I don't care about the correlation coefficient. What I care about is the linear regression. So I can go straight here, bam. And then I am going to go down here and I'm going to put, this is the years. This is the number of new cases, bam. And then, let's see, this one is 3. Yeah. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go menu 461, and I need it rounded to the 10th place. And it's already rounded to the 10th place because the last question we did, I had to round the correlation or the coefficients to the 10th place. So it's done. So now, here's the part though. All we're going to do is we're going to take this equation and we're going to graph it, use menu 51, and then solve for Y. Okay, now the easy way to do it is to go menu and then analyze. We've been doing this, but now instead of regression, we're going to do plot function. And they're going to give us this box. And all we're going to do is we're going to enter the equation. So it's 31.7 times X plus 1011.2 or 0.2. All right, that's the equation. Press enter. Now, when you have this, that means that now this equation is ready to be graphed. So if I go back to the home screen and then I go to the graph, notice it starts at F2. It normally would start at F1, but because we just did that plot thing, now we just have to go, and there is the equation that we entered from the other screen. All I have to do is press enter. Now you don't see it because the y-intercept is way up there. So remember, always use menu 51 if you need to find something. And so there's the y-intercept. What we want, if we go back to the problem, it says, how many new cases are you going to have for 2008? So that means that basically our input is going to be, X is going to be 8. So I'm going to go here, and all I'm going to do is type in the number 8 for the year 2008, and then I press enter. Bam. So that means right here, it says there's going to be 1,264 cases, 0.8. Now, they don't want any decimals, so we have to round this to the nearest whole number. Now, the easy way to do this is go menu and then the settings and 9, and then we want the display to be fixed 0. Okay, so I would just go up to fixed 0, choose it, press OK, and then my answer is 1,265. So let's go back and answer this. So let me go here. Let me do this real quick. All right, so the equation that we had is um, is here. So I'm just going to enter that equation, but I'm going to type it in as y equals. So this is going to be y equals, and then it was 31.7x. And then we had plus 1011.2. That was the equation. And then the amount of new cases would be 1,265 in the year 2008. So press enter and it says nicely done. That's all you're doing. So the only extra step, and the reason I'm doing this is they have had a question on the exam where they have asked you to come up with the equation. And then instead of saying, give me the correlation coefficient, they said, hey, take your new equation. And then I want you to tell me if this is the new value, what would the y value be? That's all you're doing. That's all this is. So I really want you guys to, I don't think that these kind of questions, this question is going to show up on the exam, but I want you to be prepared in case it does, because it's not that difficult. Because the only thing you're going to do is just take your new equation, put it into the graph, and then use menu 51, and whatever the input is, just put that in, and it's going to tell you what the output is. So it's easier than it looks. So, but I'm going to stop and I'm going to post this.